please drop a comment under the video. It will help boost the outreach a little bit. So please just say hello, drop me a like, whatever, just to get the engagements up. So I don't know how long I'm going to run this one. I did a pretty intense leg day. We got some PRs though on lower body lifts, which tells me now that I'm balancing recovery more, scaling volume back reasonable, up my carbs, up my potassium, my sodium, all my electrolytes. We're recovering really well. Like when we're hitting PRs on supplemental lifts, like good mornings and belt squats, it's a good sign. It's a good sign. So yeah, this stuff's all going really well. But I want to get walking in every day. So this is kind of what I'm doing for lives, you know. This is what we're doing for lives, because I need to get up and just walk every day just to get my step count up and stuff, usually before I have breakfast while I'm still fasted. It's a great time to stream. So we start with Facebook for a few minutes, and if that doesn't pick up, then I hop over to the YouTubes. And so you guys are getting your lives every day. And I know some people are like, but we can't catch them. Well, sorry, it just is what it is. I don't really like, and it feels like not a good use of my time to sit down and do long lives at my desk when I could be doing other work. I mean, the only way it makes sense, and people are like, are you serious? Like, yeah, if I don't get at least $20 in super chats, it really is a waste of that hour, because it's only on one platform. And it's an hour of my time wasted talking. I could have made multiple videos. It went to Facebook, went to YouTube, goes to all my other stuff. So also a quick reminder, guys, I have coaching slots open. What's up, guys? Virgo says, you're a great magician. Well, I appreciate that, man. I'm just a man, dude. I'm just a person. Cliff says, yo, Jay. What's up, Cliff? Also, if you guys get those likes up, there's a couple of you commenting. Hit that like button for me. Come on now. Click that like button for Daddy. I would appreciate it. Because the likes are what get people in here. Like those engagements early in the chat is what actually causes it to go into people's feeds. So the more people who engage quickly, the more times it pops up in people's feeds. So if people aren't getting the notification, it's the lack of engagements. So hit that like button for me, please. But yeah, like I said, had a really good session today. You guys will see the vlog when I sit down to record it. I decided even though I'm rotating bands and chains for the most part, I feel like on the deadlifts, it is such a pain in the butt to drag down 150 pounds of chains and set them up on the bar. I'm just going to do bands and just rotate conventional and sumo, right? Do conventional 3 weeks, do sumo for 3 weeks, and just run bands. Whereas with bench and squat, it's easier to rotate bands and chains because I'm just not hanging that many chains, and I have preloaded things that make it really easy to set it up. So it's just a matter of convenience. But man, those sumo banded deadlifts for speed are really tough because I'm weak at sumo. What advice do you give guys who have kids in the house and therefore lots of snacks? Here's my question to you. This is something I know people who have serious lifestyles with this and they have kids. Why do your kids need snacks? And I'm asking that as a serious question. Do you mean bananas and apples? So if you have kids, and this is something I've had, I don't have kids, but I know plenty of successful coaches and bodybuilders and athletes who do. They're like, your kids will eat what you feed them. If they get hungry, they will eventually eat what's in the house. So do they have to have fruit roll-ups and candy? Or can you just keep apples and oranges and bananas and fruit around for them to have as snacks? You see what I mean? Like, do you have to have junk food? In fact, I would argue you're not doing them any favors, for their long-term health. You know what I mean? So maybe the solution there is to if you're struggling with it, of course, get the whole household healthy. Like your kids are going to be better off if instead of having the snack foods in the house, they get hungry on a munch on something, they're forced to go get a banana or an apple. What's going to be better for them in the long term versus, some gummy bears? Yo, is just a rock. That's the father of. How do you Yeah, I'm not even gonna bother answering you, dude. But you're free to ask silly troll and stuff like that, but it's all good, man. Although I don't think that one's a trolling statement. I like that question, dude. Even though you are trolling, I think it's a great question. How to eat meat while being a vegetarian? You just eat meat. You know, like if I was a vegetarian, I would probably eat steak. You know what I mean, dude? So my answer to that is, yeah, dude, just eat some steak. Problem solved, right? We're on the same page. Nakio says, good morning, handsome. Good morning. Hey, if you guys hit the like button, there's like 6 of you commenting. We got 2 likes. Hit that like button for Daddy. Come on now. Reach up and click that like. Peppermint dropped a like. All right? Peppermint, you came as soon as you saw the notification. Yeah, because people got to get those likes in. That's what makes that notification come up. Appreciate it, though. Jason, I'm 180 centimeters, 58 kilos, what I need to do to gain weight. Add healthy foods. Add healthy fats and clean carbohydrates to your diet. You'll gain weight. Coach, do you consider your walks a form of cardio? I walk a lot. I mean, walking is cardio. Why wouldn't it be? Walking is an underrated form of exercise. Now, it's obviously very, very, very low intensity, right? Jason, can you improve your quality? No, I have no control over that. I'm on HD. I've got an HD camera on an iPhone. YouTube has the entire control of the quality. I have no control. On my screen, it looks HD. Have you considered changing your settings? I think that's on your end. Coach, do you consider, yeah, I already answered that. I don't know how you were able to speak while doing cardio. Well, I'm just walking. I mean, it was a lot harder when I used to have the 50-pound weight vest on. But no, we're just walking, dude. Plus, I'm used to talking. I never shut up. Those muscles are well developed. Okay, I'll log it as low intensity cardio. I mean, it's also just good for health. So this is the reason why I walk every day. All right, my training is super intense right now. I can't handle much other serious activity. And I'm noticing now that I'm scale everything back and focus on those 4 days, all my supplemental work's getting better. Recovery is really good right now, so I don't want to interfere with it with too much intensity. But walking is really good for you and doesn't interfere with your training. See what I mean? Walking is just good for you. It's not even a case of, hey, do we count it as cardio or count it as anything? It's just good for you. And all the experts agree, all scientists agree. Like, one of the keys to longevity is to just walk more. You know? How much reps do you do for biceps? Usually like 10 to 12. How far do you walk, Jason? Whatever time you guys see in here. So if you want to know how far I walk, I just do distance. I mean time. I try to get 30 minutes. I usually go over. My goal is to just walk for 30 minutes every day. Nice brisk walk with some fresh air and some sunshine, the birds chirping. You know what I mean? So, and so for me, it's not about, I don't care about step count. I don't care about distance. I just want the activity, the relaxation of it, and just the health benefits. You know? You think you'll be lifting? What do you mean I'm 65? I'm 48, homeboy. You about to go away. All right. But I mean, yeah, I'll be lifting till the day I die. That is my intention. Steve Reeves talked about power walking. It's pretty much what I'm doing. I'm walking pretty fast with work boots on. So, but yeah. So to me, the thing with the walking is just for health. Plus, I work from home. My job is a desk job, you know, because I'm an online coach. I'm an online content creator. That's how I make my living. So for me, it's just about getting out and getting some fresh air and some sunshine and moving around, right? And that's the whole point. And again, we come over to that point about walking. Walking is good for you. And look, I've never seen Tinder. Coach, from this camera angle, I can really see how wide and thick you are, especially the shoulders and traps. I guess so. I mean, if you see me standing in a doorway, you'll understand. Or you could look at the standard angles of my rack. It gives an idea too. I mean, it's all standardized. Good morning, Coach. Good morning, Ted. Ted, just getting my walking. People are asking me, do we count it as cardio? I don't care if we count it as cardio. Walking is just good for you, right? I just try to get out and walk and get some fresh air and sunshine just for my general health. You know, again, that's one of the factors we know when you look at blue zones and everything else. These regions of the world that have the longest lifespans, they all walk a lot, just saying. And so for me, getting up and just walking is good, especially considering my job. You know, I work from home. So again, it's just extra physical activity. It's good for recovery, good for health. Average coach hater doesn't touch grass. Probably not. Yeah, Ted, you've got an idea of them already. You've observed. I mean, yeah, my average hater doesn't lift. They're fat. They're weak. I mean, that's just the norm. Even the ones who make videos, you look at them and it's like, dude, you're just fat dudes. Or they're really weak. It's just really weird. I don't get it. I live in India. Average. But again, walking is just good for you. But I don't need to talk about my haters. They don't matter. Just ignore it. I'm at a point in life where I just ignore it. I don't even care anymore. They just don't exist to me. Why do most lifters who get jacked usually bulk? Hey, right? You're asking me, why does a bad tradition exist? Because it's a bad tradition. So it doesn't mean that it's the best way to do it. It doesn't mean that you have to do it. My point is with the lean bulking, right, is you could gain the same muscle without doing the heavy bulk they do. That's not speculation. That's been confirmed in the lab. It's been confirmed with plenty of coaches. You're saying it works. No, it doesn't work. It doesn't put any more muscle on you. So the bulking doesn't actually work. They just choose to do it and then cut down. You've already failed doing this. I've explained to you, you cried about it. I explained to not do it again, and you're right back in the comments saying, but it works. Well, then go get your ass fat again, and then cry about it, diet down, lose all your muscle, then come cry in my comments again in 6 months. Right, that's my advice. So rather than coddle you anymore, what you need to do, repeat the same stupid thing you did before, get really fat, cry about it, go on a cut back down to 140, lose all your gains and start to go over again and come back in 6 months and cry in my comments again. That's what I think you need to do. Because clearly that worked really well for you before. I'm gonna quit coddling you, by the way. I'm gonna quit being nice to you. All right. Did you get into football culture while living in the UK? Nope. I've never watched a game of soccer and really don't care to. And it's nothing personal to the soccer fans. I just don't care for it. I'm not interested. See, because right, I gave you the correct answers for a month straight and you haven't listened. So I'm just going to be a dick. That's what you need. Clearly that is what you crave. And I'm probably just going to ban you because you're bringing out a bad side in me. So let's just get rid of you. If I cut football is a Texas culture, well, they're talking about soccer, right? They're talking about soccer. And people can say, well, you know, the rest of the world, we call that football. Yeah, but I live in Texas. I don't care. I'm going to use the nomenclature of my own culture and language. So simply keep lifting. The bench max numbers are less important than the muscular results. Yeah, I'm GOAT. I've quit. I just banned him. I'm tired of talking to this kid for 3 months straight, giving him the same answers, and then he argues. So essentially, he's a perfect example of the guy who does the dreamer bulk, freaks out, cuts down to a non-lifter body weight because of their body image disorder, makes zero gains, and then start over again, over and over and over and over. What are your lifting targets for the year? Ideally, I don't know if I'm gonna hit them or not. I'm gonna try. I'd like to squat 550. I'd like to bench 375 at 220 while being 48. Good afternoon. You're a very good looking guy. Well, thank you. Hand egg is what American football should be called. SD, I don't get into these arguments. I don't care. I've heard that joke many times, but I'm not a football fan anyway, so this doesn't matter. Well, I mean, I hit a 500 squat with just literally a belt and shorts on in January on camera, right? So we did a 500 back squat wearing just that. No sleeves, no shoes. This week I had a 450 SSB, which is way harder. So yeah, I mean, I'd like to get back up to 550. I could care less about chemtrails. I don't care about conspiracy stuff. Is there any sports you enjoy watching? Women's figure skating. Do you think cretins like Greg Ducet are so popular? Because he's jacked and strong. I think the only thing that matters is focusing on strict form, good nutrients giving. Well, not the only thing that matters. I think it's also too reductionist to say something silly like that. I mean, obviously we do program for lifters for a reason. We don't just say, just go in and just do strict form and do whatever you want, right? I promise you, you're not going to become an elite lifter doing that. There's a young guy in the gym who is well under 200 pounds, over 6 foot tall, can't even do a pull-up. Acts like he owns the place. This is not a political channel, BuzzFeed, right? I don't really want to get into politics, man. This is about lifting and about fitness. I would coach Trump, though. I would totally get him in the gym. I'd get Trump into shape. You know what I mean? Do you think your cherry limeade treats are going, what? I could care less. I don't care if they change the dye. It doesn't matter. They change the dye, they change the dye. The problem is those bands are not focusing on the important stuff, which is refined sugar, added fats. Any places in Texas, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that. I have no idea how to answer that. Just, I don't know, go places. The programming can be great, but form, well, obviously. I mean, everything assumes that form is good, but when people are asking for lifting advice and we're talking programming, our answer shouldn't be, oh, just use good form. I mean, it's kind of implied that we're using correct form. We need a gym for people who look, what are the songbirds, your area? They sound lovely. I'm not sure what all those are. There's a lot of birds. Keeping in mind where I live, there's tons of different birds. I mean, everything from, there's a lot of cardinals in this area though, actually. I see a lot of cardinals. We have mockingbirds, sparrows. There's doves. What do you think Trump's best list would be? Dude, I could make Trump a big deadlifter. No, I mean, look at his levers. Like, he should hire me to train him. That's what I'm saying. Let's not worry about the politics side. Let's get him in the gym. I could train him. I bet you I could make him a really serious deadlifter with his levers. Yeah, those assumptions are safe and valid for experienced lifters, but I run a channel for experienced lifters. Donald Trump Jr. had a video lifted close to 400. So at least he's in the gym. I mean, those are rookie numbers. We need to get that up. He needs to hire me too, right? I think that whole family needs to just hire me. I'd sort them right out, get them in the gym, get those deadlifts up. Because that 400's not cutting the mustard, right? I think we all agree there. Like, I expect more. I think we need to have strength standards to be in politics. No, I think we need to have a squat, bench, and deadlift minimum based upon gender and weight to be in Congress, Senate, or the White House. Like, I think we need to have strength standard minimums. Make America stronger. That's what I'm saying. Got any advice for someone who just turned 18 years old? Focus on your business. Make your money. Don't get hung up chasing the wrong girls. That's my advice. That would be my advice. Forced to do powerlifting smackdowns during the TV debate. That's what I'm saying. So some of our political debates should be a deadlift contest. You want to get America fit and healthy again, they should totally encourage that. I agree. I mean, so let's talk about that. You know, there's that initiative of make America healthy again. Okay, well, how about we get rid of all the junk food and we get people under a barbell? Why don't we get people working out, and instead of worrying about red dyes, let's worry about refined sugar. Let's worry about added fats. Let's worry about oils, butter, all this crap. Like this nonsense of, hey, let's replace seed oils with beef tallow. Do you know how stupid that is scientifically? It is objectively worse for you. But people who are healthy are not going to cook with either. Like, the whole concept is stupid. Like, if you want to get people healthy, you need to make it illegal to give people fried foods. There's your solution. Like, if you want government mandates that force health, replacing seed oils with beef tallow is going to actually make it worse. But, yeah, he's missing the forest for the trees. But by that same token, we're talking about frying foods. Like, do people who care about their health go buy French fries at McDonald's? I mean, let's be realistic. Let's be realistic here. We need to get people eating whole foods. We need to get people in the gym. So there's how you make America healthy. Get rid of all the refined fats, get rid of the refined sugars. Encourage getting people in the weight room. Or if they're not going to lift, go do GPP. I mean, all right, so fine. People don't want to go lift. They could go push or drag a sled. They could do loaded carries. You know what I mean? All right, I cannot read my screen with this sunlight. I can't see a single word. Have you been lifting consistently? Something about gay relationships. Y'all are weird. All right. I think my connection just tried to drop. All right. So, again, this light, I can't really see what's happening. So, someone asked me what my training schedule is. Right now, I'm only training 4 days a week, and then I walk every day. My training is getting intense enough that I can only handle 4 days as hard as I'm pushing. You should teach actual culinary skills and there we go. Teach people how to cook. Right? There you go. There's a valid life skill. Why don't we teach people how to cook? Like, just cook basic whole foods again. What do you think AOC is? I bet you she can squat, though. Let's set all politics aside. She does have a bit of a squat booty. Is a 200 kilograms times 2 bed. For a natural, I think that's pretty solid. I can't hate on that. I can't hate on that at all. I think anybody can. Drug-free guy benching, incline benching, 4 plates aside, for 1 or more reps. I'm sorry, 2 plates aside. I think we're good. I think you're good to go. I mean, you obviously want to build from there, but I think that's respectable. You know? I totally can't read this screen, though, now with this light. I should have scrubbed it down better. But I've got to get back towards my house, and there's no way to do it without the light reflecting because I'm not in the foresty area. So that's what you guys doing. So, yeah. Sorry, guys. I know there's a bunch of people trolling, but I can't read it to tell who they are. All right, we got under a shade tree for a minute. Could you even, Steven Seagal, probably, I get anybody in shape. It's crazy how poor people can't cook and eat fast food regularly, right? Yeah. What do you mean I just turn up the brightness? No, I can't do much of anything out here. Keep in mind, I've got to deal with YouTube's format. What's this guy talking about? I've never been on any dating app in my life, let alone Grindr. So weird. All right, guys. So I'm just going to talk because I can't read the screen. All right. So I'm going to get home. I'm going to get a quick shower, get some breakfast. I'll get my training vlog up for you guys. It was dynamic effort lower. I was happy with it. I really only did, besides reverse hypers, I only did 3 supplemental lifts. Like, that's pretty much what I can handle, but they were PR territory. The seal rows weren't. I hit what I hit last time, but last time was a PR. But yeah, after speed squats and speed pulls, I only have so much steam left. So again, but that's the thing, I feel like I'm making good progress now that I've scaled volume to a pretty reasonable level with 3 days of no lifting every week, only lifting 4 days. I feel like it's been beneficial. I feel better. I feel stronger. I feel more recovered. But, oh, hold on. I can see the screen again for a minute. Hey, BuzzFeed, I'm just going to ban you for accusing me of being on Grindr. Where's this other guy? Yeah, I'll just get rid of this. All right, now that I can see those. So, got rid of the troll accusing me of being on Grindr and got rid of the troll who's saying, oh, I was going to hire you. So now we're just out of here. I don't need any of that. That nonsense. You guys know I'm straight. All right. Yeah, I can't read your questions, guys. All right. But I'm pretty much home. It's time for me to go get a shower, eat breakfast. Love you guys, and I will talk to you next time.